Anna, you can start.
Welcome to meeting 545 of Blue Quest. I am Sheila McIntyre, Sergeant at Arms for today. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater confidence and personal growth. You are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and that it may not be possible to pause the recording. The following are the meeting rules. Please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal in the meeting room without any warning, or from the meeting room without any warning. Please ensure that your noise-making devices are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. As far as possible, please keep your videos on, audio off, and applause flowing throughout. Be the kind of audience for others you would like to have for yourself. Toastmaster of the day, Table Topics Master, and General Evaluator, please ensure a smart audio video check before handing over to respective role players. Role players, please rename yourself as your role player name, as well as with the role player title and then your name, please. Please acquaint yourself with the role of the timer. The timer will use background change or screen sharing to indicate time using one of 3 cards. Green means you have reached the minimum qualifying time. Yellow indicates that it's a good time to start concluding. Red specifies that you have 30 seconds or 30 seconds more or you will be disqualified. Individual session timings will be explained in due time. We encourage you to use the Zoom emoticons generously to encourage role players, and we sincerely request you not to send chat messages to everyone or to the speaker on stage. In fact, refrain from chatting altogether and focus on the speaker. Reiterating, please stay on mute until specifically requested to unmute. Polls will be launched after each section and they will be closed after 30 seconds. With that, we are in for an exciting session today, and we are eager to hear what awaits us. Over to you, Kapil, our presiding officer.
Thank you, Sheila. I welcome all the members and the guests in our meeting. I see Neha as a guest, and then I see Hope. Welcome, Neha. I will come back to you in the later part of the meeting for your feedback. So this week we are going to have TLI meetings. So I would request all the EC members to join that course because it is on 18th Sunday, 4 to 6. So it would be good if we can complete this course, this training, and then tick box this particular requirement, because checkbox this particular requirement, I mean, because otherwise we will have to do it sometime other day. This is Sunday, so probably this suits all of us, so we can do it. Now, coming back to our meeting, what to say? Whenever I had to describe this man, or when I have to introduce this particular person, I feel short of words. Why? Because this person does not need any introduction. What amazes me about this person is the kind of passion and the motivation he has towards Toastmasters. This is really unmatched for. Really lots to learn from this particular person. And today he is going to ask a very embarrassing question from all of us. So be ready with that. Rupinder, are you ready with your topic? I am looking forward to it. Over to you, Rupinder.
A big round of applause for our presiding officer, Kapil Katkar. I like to call him Mr. Dependable because he is dependable. He's one of the first people in this meeting, and he is one of the last to leave. Are you fat? Did I just body shame you? Did I just talk about celebrating the fact that I am fat? Maybe, maybe not. What you did not notice, or if you did notice, when I said, are you fat? The fat was capitalized. F, A, and T were capitalized. What does that usually mean? Anyone? 5, 4, 3,
That
2.
It's an acronym.
That it's an acronym. Great. Full marks to Sheila for answering that. Yes, it is an acronym. What is it an acronym for? And why did I choose that particular acronym? All will be revealed in due course. But for now, I will want to tell you how a typical Toastmaster meeting goes. In a typical Toastmasters meeting, we have 3 sections. And today also we have 3 sections. The first one is, of course, the prepared speeches. We have 2 prepared speakers, and both of them are not from Blue Quest. We are thankful to Neha Sharma and Hope Willams for enlightening us with their speeches today. The second is the fun part of the meeting, and that is known as the table topic section. And today, Joyita took on the role of table topic master, which primarily was a factor in me taking the role of Toastmaster of the meeting, so that if Joyita comes to me and says that I've got a table topic for you, I can very innocently say, I already have a role. You should give it to someone who does not have a role. Moving on, the final section of this meeting, but the most important section of this meeting. It is the general evaluation in which everyone gets evaluated, including the Toastmaster of the meeting. So yeah, if you've got any raves and rants about the Toastmaster of the meeting, you can direct them to the general evaluator, who, like most other people, would only be too eager to criticize the Toastmaster of the day. I'm kidding, he better not. I'm not. Okay, let me welcome with a huge round of applause another person who is indefatigable in one word, never gives up. Let us welcome our Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Sumit Juneja, as I spotlight him.
Thank you, Rupinder, for the nice introduction. My role today is to evaluate the meeting in general, and I will call for the report from speech evaluator, timer, grammarian, counter when the time comes. And I will comment on the quality of the evaluations given by the evaluator of the prepared speeches and table topics. Today we have our timer, Sumangal Mangal. Can we have her on stage?
Hello, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. So myself Sumangal, I am the timer of the day, and I'll be responsible to keep a track of the time taken by various speakers and role players. Typically, a prepared speech is timed for 5 to 7 minutes. I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. There is a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. I request speech for evaluators to appraise me if the speech time is different from 5 to 7 minutes. For table topics, each speaker is required to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. Table topic speakers have a grace period of 30 seconds on the plus side. Speech evaluators are allotted 2 to 3 minutes for evaluation. The green card will be at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. There is a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. Please note that as a timer, I'll keep the cards up until the speaker stops speaking, unless otherwise instructed by the Toastmaster of the day or general evaluator. I'll provide no signal, verbal or non-verbal, to indicate that your time is up. Any speaker who finishes before or after the grace period will not be considered. I will submit my report in the evaluation session.
Thank you, Sumangal. Now I'd like to call our counter, Shorendra Bhumik, to come on stage. Yeah, as an counter, he will record the usage of filler words by us. Now I would like to call upon on stage our grammarian today, who is Kapil Kakkar.
Thank you, Sumit. As your grammarian today, my job is to note down any good usage and bad usage of the grammar. I will be presenting my report in the last section of the meeting, which is our evaluation section. And word of the day, it's my duty to give you the word of the day. And word of the day today is laconic. This is an adjective. It means that using very few words. Like his laconic reply suggested a lack of interest in topic. I am posting this in the chat. Feel free to use this word. I would encourage you to use this word as often as you can in the meeting. Over to you, Sumit.
Thank you, Kapil. And now I would like the meeting, hand over this meeting to Rupinder Singh to proceed with the proceeding of this meeting.
Thank you, Sumit. Oh, starting with our prepared speeches. But before I start with that, I wanted to talk about the most important quality that a Toastmaster must possess. What do you think it is?
Dedication.
Learning to learning.
More importantly, see, Toastmasters is a volunteer organization. You may want to do a role, you may not want to do a role. And a lot of times we, people feel that, okay, if I miss a role, it doesn't make a difference. It's okay to skip a meeting once in a while. I have one thing to tell you. If Toastmasters was a swimming pool, and if you were going to skip swimming lessons once in a while, you won't get very far. You won't get into the deep waters where the action really happens. Similarly, if you're reluctant to take a role, then the equivalent is that you're trying to sit by the poolside and trying to learn swimming. That also doesn't. There is a quote that is very dear to me, and it's about commitment. Commitment is what transforms a promise into reality. It is the words that speak boldly of your actions, and ultimately the actions that speak louder than words. It is making the time when there is none, coming through time after time after time, year after year after year. Commitment is the stuff character is made of, the power to change the force of things. It is the daily triumph of integrity over skepticism. My cousin gave it to me when I was 17 years old. And I'm talking of days when computers had just pervaded the Indian subcontinent. And getting a printout was a luxury. My cousin actually printed it out. And for the longest time, I had it framed and put up in my room. Commitment is your first quality that you must possess when you come to Toastmasters. A commitment to excel. And that is the first part of fact. As we head into the prepared speeches section, I want you to answer the question for yourself. Are you faithful? Because to be faithful, you first have to be committed. More on this later and more on the other acronyms later, as I call on stage our first speaker. Before I call her on stage, I would like to call her speech evaluator, Khusshbo. Khusshbo, could you please read out the speech objectives for our first speaker, Neha?
Neha is presenting her level 1 pathway 2, where she has to present any speech on any topic and applying the feedback from the past evaluation she has received. All the best, Neha.
Thank
And
you.
over
I
to you,
am.
Master Rupinder.
Thank you. I'm just trying to spotlight Neha. I'm the only person who has the host rights right now. So, Neha, let's very quickly do an audio video check for you. Can you say
Am I
something?
audible? Good morning.
Neha, you are audible. You are visible. Your camera is quite close. Now it is perfect. Neha, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Great. Neha Sharma, maybe I'll do it later. Maybe I'll do it later. Neha Sharma.
Up until 1960s, it was the leader in the world of cameras, known for its innovation and technology. And it had around 90% of America's market share in the world, in the industry of cameras, equipments, film production, related products. But over the time, gradually, its success actually dragged it down. Reason? It was slow to adapt the new technology. It was slow to adapt the innovation. By 2005, realizing their mistake, they tried to make some changes. They tried to do some innovation, but again became static. Finally, by 2013, they had to literally leave the market, exit the market by selling off their entire share in the camera industry. Can you name the pioneer of cameras that I'm talking about? Any guesses?
Kodak.
Yes, thank you so much. You're absolutely right. Kodak. The name that we are so familiar with in our childhood, we have heard a lot about it. Kodak. Dear friends, this is what exactly happened when we choose to delay our to-dos, right? Like the way they chose to delay their innovation, choosing the innovation technology, competitors took advantage of it and they finally had to leave. Similarly, when we choose to delay our task, this is what exactly happened with us also. Procrastination. I will do it later, maybe. Procrastination is like a credit card. It's fun until you get the bill. Swipe, payment done. Wow, I got a new phone. Swipe, payment done. Wow, I got a new dress. And in the month end, when I get the bill, how am I going to pay this? Procrastination is like a gravity, a little push, and you will find yourself in never ending mood of doing something, rather just maybe wasting your time. No matter so many times, you will find yourself maybe checking somebody else's WhatsApp status, or maybe uploading your Facebook, refreshing your Facebook, rather than so doing something that really means to us. Do you know what will happen if you will tell a procrastinator some some way that how that particular task can be done at that particular moment? Nothing. Seriously, nothing will happen, because he will tell you 100 other ways why that particular task can't be done at that particular moment. Let's look at some of the ways that how we can overcome this procrastination, which is really important. And I'm sure in one form or the other, I mean, I have also faced it a number of times, seeing that yes, I don't want to do this right now, maybe I'll do it later, because it's easy to delay the things rather than doing it that moment. Let's look at some of those actions that can help us to work on the procrastination. Action item number 1: Break down your big task into small pieces. As very well said by Martin Luther King Jr., you don't have to look at the entire staircase. You just need to take one step. Similarly, break down your big task into small pieces and finish them one by one. This will make your harder task or maybe bigger task also smaller. And I clearly remember from my childhood time that in 11th class I had mathematics as one of the subject, and there was so much to do in theorems and I mean perpendicular, this or that. So basically that's where idea was that I divide my entire syllabus into maybe parts of it and then finish it off and maybe then score some good marks and get some brownie points from my parents to maybe get some more rewards, some more chocolates. So break down your big task into small pieces. Action item number 2, do the hardest job first. Maybe you have an important call to make and you fear that it might get failed. Maybe you have a big pile of emails to dig into and you have gotten behind answering those. It's okay. Get into it. Start doing it. Start doing it now. And over the time, over the day, you will find that yes, things are getting on ease. So try to finish off maybe the harder task, and then easier task, simpler task will take care of themselves. Action item number 3, finish it. Much of the stress people don't have because they have so much to do on their to-do list. Rather, it comes from they have so many unfinished tasks on their task list. So, my dear friends, whatever you have started, maybe try finishing them first before getting into something else. And I will give you an example from my one of my recent project delivery. I was working on a project of well-being initiative in my organization, and I was literally working for almost one month or 1.5 month, and in every second check-in meeting I used to get some feedback, change this thing, maybe add on something new here and all of those things. After some time I realized, what is this happening? Is this project sometime going to see the sunshine or not? That's where I gave myself a harder deadline to finish it off or maybe launch it in upcoming 7 days. And yes, I launched it and I still continue to change, improvise it. But yes, the relief that I had at that time, only I can explain. So to summarize, 3 action items that can help you do the hardest job first. Break down your task into big pieces, into small pieces, and finish off one by one and finish it. As very well said by Albert Einstein, life is like a bicycle. To keep your balance, you need to keep moving. And to keep moving, you need to throw procrastination into dustbin. Because one day you will realize that you will wake up and see that you don't have enough time to do the things that you always wanted to do, because you will wait but time will not. So do it now. Back to you, DTM Rupinder Singh.
Thank you, Neha, for that wonderful speech. I did realize that there was a task that I have been putting off for very long. That was to help out my wife with her schoolwork. I should get to it. Get rid of the unpleasant tasks. That is the lesson I'm taking away from your speech. Let's take a minute to write feedback for Neha. Timer Sumangal, show me a red card after 1 minute. Thank you. Our next speaker is joining us all the way from Hawaii. But before I call her on stage, I would like to call her speech evaluator, Sheila McIntyre, to read out her speech objectives.
The purpose of this project tonight, Understanding Your Communication Style, is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Hope will have 5 to 7 minutes to share her speech. Over to you, DTM Rupinder Singh.
Thank you very much. With a round of applause, let's welcome our second speaker for today, Hope Williams, as I spotlight her. Hope, can we have a very quick audio and video check?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can see you. Timer, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hope Williams, communication in dating. Communication in dating, Hope Williams.
To effectively communicate, we must realize that we are all different in the ways that we perceive the world, and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others. Wonderful quote from Tony Robbins. I sat with this quote and questioned my internal dialogue on how this may impact areas of my life. When I am meticulous about choosing my words to mirror the message that I have built in my mind, I am granting the receiver of this message respect in all ways. As a direct communicator, I value precise words that deliver like a VVS diamond clarity. Sharing stories that allow my connection to become aligned with the other individual is what I search for as an initiating communicator. Communication is your passport to the world. And I would like to reveal to you how communication styles are executed in real-time experiences. I will provide with you an example of how styles of communication can build or break your future when trying to find that special someone. Dating. That single word may ignite feelings of agony or apprehension. For myself, I am enamored by the sport of dating. In fact, as an effective communicator, dating can be the open motorway to find the partner of my dreams. If you don't believe me, listen to this. The gentleman Ben enjoyed my humor, and I relished in his ease of sharing stories about his life. Our conversation was easy and flowed like tea from a kettle. However, this question was asked. Would you like to hang out? Hang out? What is hanging out? I asked myself. The direct communicator in me was confused. Is this an action? Is this a place? Is this something I can see? The lack of clarity caused frustration. What is this hanging out? I questioned. His reply was this: hanging out is like watching TV or watching the sunset. Ah, now the picture is so much clearer. No, this is not what I want to do. Let me allow my superior communication skills from Toastmasters to shine through. I challenged him with this: Ben, I look forward to hanging out with you. And for me, hanging out feels like movement, like an activity. What does this feel like for you? Movement feels like taking a bike ride or hiking to a waterfall. He accepted. Yes, Ben, that is my idea of hanging out. And I look forward to seeing you on our upcoming hike. Crisis avoided. You see, it's that simple. The idea was spoken without clarity, and the direct communication that I direly needed was met, and I was able to form a clear picture of our outcome collectively without the discomfort of expectations or his heart. See, dating can be muddy waters of undefined terms. With the help of understanding my direct communication style, I can achieve my goal of understanding. So go out there, get on those apps, and take this with you. All it takes is this: ask questions for clarity. Understand, communication takes time and patience, and that skill is what makes a relationship work. Dating doesn't have to be daunting. With effective communication, you will go from hanging out to hanging up that single status. Sir Toastmaster.
Thank you, Hope. I just wonder, where were you when I was single? Your speech kindled in me the desire to be single again. But for now, let's take a minute to write feedback for Hope Williams. Can you please show me the red card once 1 minute is up? Thank you very much, Madam Timer. Let us now take about 30 seconds to vote for the best speaker as I launch the polls. And I'll continue with the theme while the polls are going on. My second story relates to a person who wanted to win the lottery ticket. A lot of you must have heard the story, but here it goes. And he would pray to God day in, day out. God, please let me win the lottery. God, help me win the lottery. And he would pray day in, day out. One day, God finally decided to make an appearance. He said, I can only help you win a lottery if you buy a ticket in the first place. I'm pretty sure there was an adjective before the ticket, and that adjective was not laconic. It was something else, something that we cannot mention in a controlled Toastmasters environment. The point that I'm trying to make is that 90% of success is simply showing up. And that relates to the A, in fact, which is available. So you have to be faithful to your speech objectives in prepared speeches. Second, you have to be available. Table topics are a daunting task. Best of us fail at them. But if you are not going to attempt them, you'll never be good at them. Here's hoping that whosoever our table topics master calls on stage, that person will be available. Handing it over to our table topic master, who's joining us from Bangalore. Yes, we are becoming a cross-cultural, cross-geography team. Let's welcome with a huge round of applause, Table Topics Master, Joyita Bhattacharya.
Thank you, Rupinder. Good morning to every one of you. Let's have a great fun with more and more table topics. But before that, I'd like to tell you something that few laconic people always prefer to procrastinate, rather take action at the right time. And if you are also facing same kind of challenge in your life, then remember the acronym FAT, frequently asked topics, that you should ask yourself, right? Today, with few of our speakers, we will demonstrate that what should be the fact that you need to ask yourself to keep immune your mind in the challenging situation. Now, I'd like to know that who will take part first, or shall I ask some names? I have some names. Okay, then let me take this opportunity and ask, and let's start with Elyssa. Elyssa, are you available?
Sure. I'm not very visible, but I am available.
Okay, this is very important question, and in this pandemic situation, we should make ourselves aware of that. So, what should be your suggestion to work on mental health awareness? What should be your suggestion to work on mental health awareness?
Wow. So many things come to mind when you ask me that question, like 20 different things all at once. I think it takes two parts to work on mental health awareness. It takes the person who's going through mental health challenges to be willing to share, and if they feel safe and if they feel comfortable, to discuss what that actually feels like. And then the second part is to find people who don't have mental health challenges, who are willing to understand what that process is like. So we always have two pieces. We've got, in a sandwich, we've got the bread and we've got the ham that goes inside. And it's like this in life. Nothing works without teamwork. When you're going through mental health challenges, and I can say this from experience because it's something that I deal with regularly, the challenge is that when you're going through these challenges, people don't understand. So the little bit of energy that you have to share, it doesn't come across. For example, sometimes I'll make some comment and the person who's listening says, "Oh yeah, that happens to me all the time." And I realize they don't understand what I'm really trying to get across. That means that for my part, I have to take a lot of patience to explain what it is I'm trying to say. When I see that they don't understand, I have to go at it again, breathe deeply, and try one more time to express it in a different fashion. Now that's on my end. For the people who maybe don't struggle with this on a daily basis, I think it takes a lot of listening. You've really got to care. You've got to be interested in the other person and in what they're going through. And you've got to be able to put yourself in their shoes. You've got to ask those questions and say, am I understanding you correctly? Is that what you mean? When you said that, does it feel this way? And it's hard. How do you understand something that you've never been through? If you think about it, we see the world through our own eyes. That's the only way to see it. And it really takes a loving heart and a listening ear on the part of those who are around us. So two pieces, just like a sandwich, the outside and then the inside. We need people to create awareness who are going through mental health challenges, and the rest of the group to listen, care, and ask questions. Thank you. Over to you, Joyita.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful suggestion on the mental health things. So now, who will be our next speaker? May I request Anant?
Yes, sure, please.
Yeah. Okay, for you, the question is, do you agree that the secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine? Do you agree that the secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine? Over to you, Anant.
Thank you, Joyita. Going by your statement, my future doesn't look very bright because my daily routine is completely off the rails right now. And I think I have touched a raw nerve with some people over here. It's a wishful thinking that we can get our daily routine absolutely perfect. And I have tried this a lot. I have taken printouts, pasted on my kitchen cabinets, my fridge, everywhere, just to remind myself. I have done all the things possible so that I get my life more disciplined and do things as a plan and make my future secure. Just a fun fact, I'm into freelance training. I don't have a schedule. I do things as they go by. And to be honest, a lot of things being in an officer role at Toastmasters also come ad hoc. We try to make things as much as possible in a planned manner, but the fact remains that you have to be ready for things that you can't plan for. In the words of a great philosopher, I don't recall the name, so I will credit to Anonymous. Life begins when your plans end. I live by that principle and I go by that principle. And if that is how the future has to be, well, that is the essence of life is. I try to keep things, the basic things, the essential things as much as planned, but I don't agree with this statement that the control of the future stems from the daily routine, because going by what has been happening in the last couple of years, well, the future does not look very bright. Over to you, Joyita.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Anand. Now, I would like to request Jean. Are you available for the next topic? Jim, are you there?
You are able to speak.
Oh, okay. So may I request Navin?
Yep. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Navin. What is freedom to you? What is freedom? Freedom to you.
What is freedom? Fellow Toastmasters, freedom is most revered by people who really do not have it. We are fortunate enough that we have been born and we live in places where we have ample freedom to express ourselves, freedom to grow ourselves, and freedom for our family members to also nourish themselves and grow in a healthy environment. But nevertheless, freedom comes with a price, and there are always changes which go on in freedom, which you have to adapt to in over a period of time. Let me give you an example. Like, for example, I used to stay, and I still do stay, and I've got a lot of work of mine at different places in the world, one of the places being Hong Kong as well. And in place of Hong Kong, I grew up over there, and I grew up in a free environment under the British government, and life was very different back then. But over the past few years, there have been a lot of changes, and the definition of freedom has been changed quite a bit. And of course, some people are adhering to it, some people are not adhering to it, and some people think of it are taking it in a different manner. But no matter how you're taking it, it is again the survival of the fittest who are really adapting to it and who are growing in this particular environment. So I would like to say that freedom itself is something what you look into, and because with every freedom there's going to be some or the other restrictions from some external sources, but because freedom comes with a responsibility. Of course, we all want freedom, but we must take care that for the freedom, how much responsibility are we giving for it, because it's a two-way traffic or a two-way road which you have to take, give and take. So let us ensure that, of course, before giving or wanting freedom, what are we contributing towards it? Over to you, Toastmaster Cheta.
That freedom comes with responsibility. This is more important part. Yeah. Okay. Now, may I request Anna?
I don't think Anna is in the room. We have Anisha. We can ask.
Is Anna available?
I don't think Anna is there in the room.
Oh, okay.
Anisha is there. We can ask her.
Whose name you have taken? Anisha. Hey, hi, Anisha.
Hello, Joyita.
Okay, for you, the question is, which is more important to you, physical fitness or mental health, and why? Which is more important to you, physical fitness or mental health, and why?
While the perfect balance of body and mind is the ultimate source of happiness, with the pandemic coming in, mental health became a frequently asked topic. And hence, physical fitness also became a fad, because people are just sitting at homes, maybe in difficult scenarios, maybe all by themselves, all locked down and not moving out of their four-walled room. Hence, people tried out different avenues of physical fitness. To me, both are combined and both complement each other. I like to get myself involved in a lot of physical activities. Before the pandemic, I tried out acro yoga, and I've been trying out some kind of dance form by myself over the past few years. And I realized that the more I involve myself in the physical activity, the more hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, all of these flow in my mind, and the more calmer I become. Hence, the physical fitness and physical activities and the rush of energy that I'm getting is actually de-stressing me and helping me gain my mental fitness. As these days, I've been dancing all again in my room, I've been taking online dance class, and I realized that this is just what I want. And when I'm reading a book, I'm thinking about the thoughts that the book is giving me. And then when I'm dancing, I'm thinking of those reflection from the book, the ideas that I gained. And when I'm reading the book again, I am able to experience the movement in my physical form back to the ideal form, to the ideas, and connect all the pieces. That has helped me. I believe and I envision a world where physical and mental fitness are not separate and they complement each other. Thank you for that fat topic, Toastmaster Joyita.
Thank you so much, Anisha. So while listening to you, I was thinking that I have asked correct question to the correct person. Now let's see that who will be the next speaker. May I request Raj?
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hi. So your question is how you keep yourself motivated to maintain discipline in day-to-day life. How you keep yourself motivated to maintain disciplines in your day-to-day life. Over to you.
Thank you. I keep myself motivated for maintaining discipline with the help of nature, because nature is there to teach us a lot of things. Nature will tell us that it is the depth of the ocean where you should reach, and nature will also tell us it is the peak of the mountain where you can reach. But for reaching there, we have to have some discipline. We cannot just take these steps and just go to the ocean bottom or go to the top of the mountain. There are things which we have to maintain. There are things which we have to make ourselves ready. I see people around doing so many things, and they are also people from nature. I see animals around doing so many things, and they are also animals from nature. So nature has taught me a lot. If I see somebody doing something good, I think that I should also do that thing myself. If I do something, someone doing something wrong, I think that I must not do that thing because that will destroy my discipline. Because if you see around, you find the teachings there itself. You will find it from the objects, you will find it from the people, you will find it from the animals, you will find it from the nature. Everywhere you have the sources of learning, and now it is up to you how you learn it and how you are able to take that to maintaining discipline in your life. Take for example, if I'm walking on the road and I have to observe the traffic rules, so I have to observe. It is not that I will just go around, I will just think that I'm in a car and I can drive anyway. No, it will not work. I have to ensure that I have to be careful about the other elements of the nature, like people and plants and other vehicles and all that. So nature is the best source of teaching me how to maintain discipline in my life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raj. Wonderfully, you have suggested us how we can align ourselves with nature to keep ourselves disciplined. Thank you so much for that. Now, may I request our team out of the day, Rupinder? So I have very special topic for you, but when I was writing it, I did not think that I will be going to give you. So may I request Rupinder? Fitness or fatness, which is more important to you? Fitness or fatness, which is more important to you? Rupinder.
Others eat to live. I live to eat. So, Madam Table Topic Master, what do you think I will choose between fitness and fatness? Obviously, it is going to be fatness. You might say that I should get up early in the morning, work out, and eat healthy food. Let me tell you a story. Back when I was working, a person took an interest in my health. Now, this person is a bodybuilder, he's a bouncer, he's a model, he's a lot of things. Every day, he would get food for me. Boiled rice, boiled vegetables, and it was good food. I would finish all of it. And he would encourage me, go for a walk, go to the gymnasium, do this, do that, find out time. For a while, I was almost inclined to take his advice. But mainly it was the food, because I never knew that healthy food could be so delicious. Then one day, he did not turn up for work. And I missed my food badly. I did not miss him. I missed my food. Second day, he did not turn up. Now I was concerned. Third day, when he did not turn up, I was worried for food. So I gave him a call. I said, is everything okay? You're not here. He said, sir, I have a cold. I said, say what? He said, I have a cold. I said, let me get this straight. Waking up at 5 in the morning, working out like crazy, pumping weights, running 5 miles, and eating all that healthy food, you still end up getting a cold that I can manage without making all of that effort. What is the point of all this working out? What is the point of all this fitness? And so I'm gladly choosing fatness over fitness. Madam Topics Master.
Thank you, Rupinder. But very sorry to all of my friends. Don't listen to his suggestions, okay? Now, I have very interesting topic. One last topic I'd like to ask. Someone is very expert in the school of life. Can you guess? Who is she? She is Hope. Hope, may I request you?
Yes, I am prepared. Yes.
You. So your topic is, what is that one habit of yourself you want to change and why? What is that one habit that you of yourself that you want to change and why?
Thank you, Joyetta, for this beautiful question. What is one habit that I want to change and why? I must ponder this intensely because I actually would like to change my affinity to change. I love to change so much. I cut off all my hair and I dyed it blonde. I loved to change where I lived. So I moved from London to New York to Hawaii. It's also a good way to avoid running into ex-boyfriends. You don't need to be concerned about seeing them if you change the country. So I've actually been pondering changing countries again. Although I love Hawaii, I live in paradise. Why wouldn't I want to be in Hawaii? I kind of want to change the fact that I want to change countries every 3 to 5 years. I love to build and grow roots, actually stay somewhere for more than 10 years, allow a few exes to run into me at the local coffee shop. So one habit I would change my habit of loving to change, specifically where I live. Thank you very much. I appreciate the question, and I hand it back to you, Madam Table Toastmaster. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Hope. But I wish I want to adopt your habit to moving around from one country to another. So, so friends, with this, I'm handing over this platform to our team mod of the day, Rupinder.
Thank you very much, Joyita. Let's now take 30 seconds to, oops, I haven't saved the vote. Just give me 1 second. Let's now take 30 seconds to vote for the best table topics speaker as I launch the polls. Just like that, we are at the end of yet another intriguing meeting. But before we end, I have to complete the T in fact. I was once working for an organization where I got the best piece of management advice. And that advice was that if you've got 100% talent, but 0% learning, we cannot do anything with you. But if you've got a 100%, if you've got 100% learning attitude and 0 talent, we will make you talented. Being teachable is one of the defining qualities that the workforce of the coming century will be required to possess. And that completes the T in fact. Effectively, are you faithful? Are you available? And more importantly, are you teachable? Let us see how teachable you are as I call on stage and spotlight our general evaluator, Sumit Juneja. Sumit, take it away.
Thank you, Rupinder. And I see a lot of energy in this meeting room today and a lot of good table topics by Joyita. Thank you for that. I would like to invite our first evaluator for speech of Neha, who gave a very good understanding about how we can manage procrastination better, not manage, but can improve ourselves, not doing procrastination, lot of steps. Now I invite Khusshbo to evaluate the speech of Neha.
Hello, everyone. Maybe I'll do later an app titled speech on the most relevant topic, procrastination, which is curbing productivity. And I completely agree to your point because I am the one who is loving my so-called friend, who Mr. Procrastination, who is actually my enemy. So that was a brilliant topic, theme to touch upon for this time because it is so relevant, and I'm sure everybody in the audience has resonated with the topic. You gave a resonative speech, and it has not only touched everybody's heart with your speech, but the best part about your speech was that you have used only one example, which was the credit card example, and you elaborated it so perfectly that everybody understood that how we procrastinate at different stages of our life. So that was brilliant, Neha. Another part that I loved about your speech was there was a call to action. You have clearly mentioned 3 important points on how to handle or curb procrastination. And those were, first, break it down into small tasks, choose the hardest first, and finish it. Having said that, I would like you to bring your attention on 2 key aspects in your speech delivery. One is the content and one at the time of delivery. At the time, in the content, you have mentioned what is procrastination, how we procrastinate, and how we can curb procrastinate. But one point which you could have evaluated or elaborated more was why we procrastinate. Today it has been proven scientifically that procrastination happens in childhood because we are not programmed to finish one task at one time. For example, getting up and making our bed, putting the shoes back into the rack, washing our dishes after eating. We always leave one task unfinished. And this has been proven that since childhood, most of human beings are not programmed to finish the task at one hand. Another recommendation that I would like to give you, since the beginning of your speech till end, you have been using your hand gestures continuously. For example, there were 3 places where there was no requirement of using your hand. For example, number 1, up in the 1960s. When you're showing up in the 1960s, you can show it like this, up in the 1960s. Dear friends, you used your hands like this, dear friends. When we choose delay, how does it show delay? So use your hand gestures. These hand gestures, when hands completely move, and I suffer from the same problem, despite giving you a recommendation, that we have a lot of energy in us, which we want to expend. And if we channelize those energies through eye movement, that will help us a lot. We can bring stillness in our body, and we can use those energy through our shoulders, through our facial expressions, and moving our head here to there. Despite these recommendations, your speech was short, concise, and apt, and to the point. And I'm sure if you follow these recommendations of bringing more stillness in your performance and focusing on the why of the speech, you can be a far more better speaker, and you have already touched my heart and mind. So all the best for your next speech, Neha. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Khusshbo, for this wonderful speech evaluation of Neha's speech. Next, I would like to invite Sheila to evaluate the speech by Hope Willams. Over to you, Sheila.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Hope, you have such a high level of energy. It was fantastic to watch you and how enthusiastically you gave your speech. Awesome job on that. Vocal variety was really great. Also, you used a lot of gestures. I agree with Khusshbo when she was talking about her evaluation for her person that gave the speech. You also sometimes, as I do as well when I'm speaking, we tend to use gestures that don't always correlate with what we're speaking with. So that would be one thing that you could be on the lookout for. But on the flip side of that, you did use gestures to emphasize your points that you were highlighting, and you did a great job at that. I absolutely loved some of the phrases that you used in your speech. You said enamored with the sport of dating. That just presents such a mental picture. I love that. You also said lack of clarity caused frustration. Another example, dating doesn't have to be daunting. I loved all the D's, and that you didn't trip up on that. That was pretty awesome. In addition to that, you mentioned about, and this was in the conclusion, asking questions for clarity, and you were also talking about communication requires time and patience. An excellent way to sum up your speech. You did a lot of great, amazing things with your speech. There was only a couple of things that I would offer just as a way to improve your speech in the future. One was, you mentioned diamond clarity. For those of us who love diamonds, we'd be familiar with the VVS clarity designation. For those who aren't diamond lovers, that might require a little bit of clarification just so that they understood what the reasoning was behind why you said that. The other thing that I noticed was you clustered a few words together, which can actually be an amazing way to engage the audience. Short bursts of phrases that present word pictures. However, sometimes as you said that with short bursts, we ended up with an inflection on the end that caused it to create a question. And you don't want to do that with your speech. So I would encourage you to think of where you really want to cut off your phrases and make sure that it flows in a way that doesn't allow for those inflections. One small challenge I would offer, you did a great job of trying to come a little closer to the camera and then back. That's a great tool and many speakers don't use it. What I noticed was sometimes you used it in a way that actually became distracting. So I would encourage you to use that feature sparingly and use it only when you really want to emphasize something important. Overall, great job. I look forward to hearing from you with more speeches. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Sheila, for this wonderful evaluation. Now I would like to ask Rupinder, just to help me out. Should I start with my evaluation, or should I start with Grammarian and other team members' evaluation first?
I usually start with evaluating table topics. You can combine them as your report. Before that, you can call the tag team to deliver the reports.
So I should call tag team first, right? Yeah. So I would like to ask the Grammarian to come on stage and give us the report.
Thank you, Sumit. I used few good usage of the grammar, and it was a good day in the office because I didn't find any not so good usage. Starting with you, Neha, you use procrastination multiple times, so this is good word to use. And then you used a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. You don't have to look entire staircase together. Coming back to the second speaker, Hope, you used a lot of good vocabulary words like diamond clarity, meticulous, communication is the password to the word, muddy water, enamored, dating doesn't need to be daunting. So quite a few good vocabulary words. Anant used life begins when plan ends. So that was one good thing. I couldn't note down one great word used by Anisha. So my apologies. Rupinder, you used pumping weights. I find it good in the context of fitness. And Khusshbo used most of the humans are being programmed like this. So this is again, I find that this is a good way to describe. Now coming back to not so good usage, I actually didn't find, rather a few of the words were mispronounced, and Joyita, I find that a lot of words were mispronounced by you. So you may want to, watch out for that next time. I had that list in my computer, but for some reason my computer is not responding, so I can get back to you later on that. So that's all, Sumit, from my end.
Thank you, Kapil. And now I'd like to call Sharendra sir to come on stage and give us the counter report.
Hello. It was an interesting day as the counter for you. Let me start with the Sa Sumangal. Sumangal, you were brilliant. There was not a single crutch word that you used. Congratulations. Let me come to the speakers. Neha, you had 2 hours. I mean came twice, and you know came once. Hope, your speech was brilliant, but there was just one long pause, which to me was a little out of place. Otherwise, brilliant. Let's come to the table topics. Elyssa, you had no problem there. The next speaker was Anant. Anant, you had 2 hours. You know was one, and you see was once. Navin, you repeated words 7 times and there were 5 R's in your speech. Anisha, you were brilliant, not a single crutch word used by you. Raj, you had 4 R's. And Rupinder, congratulations, there were no crutch words at your end. As an evaluator, Khusshbo, you had 2 R's, which is a major improvement from the past. Sheila, I did not catch you with anything which could be interpreted as a crutch word. Sumit, you had 5 R's in your general evaluator's speech. Kapil, I have recorded 6 R's and 2 you knows till now. And Joyita, you had 7 R's. With that, I conclude my report as the accountant. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Surendra. Now I would like to call our timer of the day, Sumangal. Would you be on stage?
So thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. I present my, sorry, my video was off. So I present my timer reports, and I would like to inform there was a few disqualification for the speech by Neha. She took around 7 minutes and 58 seconds. And yeah, so let me share my screen. So Neha took around 7 minutes and 58 seconds, and rest we are on time.
Thank you, Sumangal. Thank you for this timer report. And as usual, that you have showcased, you have done it for the first time, and that's a good way to present the timing on the screen. Now I'll go with my evaluation, starting with a table topic evaluation. Elyssa, work on mental health awareness. Wonderful topic and wonderfully explained by somebody who is doing a good job in this area. Let's close this. Okay. And the very good point came out is that you need to have a loving heart and listening ears. That's something came out very well. That's a message that we are taking back home. And it's a nice weaving of story that you have done with this topic. Wonderful job. Anant, do you agree that secret to future is in daily routine? A very new perspective to us. We always thought that it's our daily routine which matters a lot, but yes, you have given another perspective to us. And very good usage of saying that life begins when you plans end. It's a very good way that you have engaged the audience. A lot of new usage by you. Navin has given us another perspective today in the table topic where he said that freedom comes at the cost of responsibility. So that's the one thing to take away from Navin, and it's a message which is very, very clear in his table topic session, table topic speech. Anisha, looks like you are ready on the screen. You are reading something from the screen. Though it's a table topic, we know that you are not reading from the screen. It was looking like you are watching the screen rather than you are watching the camera. That's one takeaway for you. So we have a poll. Let's complete it. Raj, you connected your topic that how we can maintain discipline with the nature. That's something that I have never thought of in my life. So I think that's a very new perspective again from you. Little bit in terms of energy level, I would say that if you have connected with little bit more energy, it would have come down to us in much more nicer fashion, and we could have taken back the learnings in much more vividly in our memory. That's something to work upon. Rupinder, you gave so much energy to the meeting when you came up with this topic, fitness or fatness. Again, a different perspective. We never thought that you will choose. I probably would not have chosen fatness. So good that you have chosen fatness, but there's a word of caution for everybody here that choose your own decisions and don't go with Rupinder if you are not someone who love to be fat. So that's for Rupinder. Hope Williams, one habit you want to change and why? You started with a great energy, Hope, and the start was such that we all got engaged in your speech, and it's looked like that you're more willing to change, and that's something positive. We always, all people want to change and feel that we try to avoid change, but you are different personality altogether. We learned something new about you today in your table topic. That's about table topic today. Now I would go straight back to evaluation done by our members, speech evaluations. Starting with Neha's evaluation done by Khusshbo. Khusshbo, you had used good hand gesture while you giving your evaluation. That's a positive on your side, and you have showcased also that how you should be doing it. That's a very good point. A little bit more encouraging words at the beginning of your evaluation would made this evaluation go to another level, whereby the speaker would have felt much more receptive to the feedback and advices given by you. So that's a very good way when you start with an encouragement, and that too with high energy levels. The receptiveness of the speaker goes high. That's one of the observation that I had. And you said that you suffered from the same problem. In my understanding, I always like to avoid using the words like suffered, like some of the negative words, because some people say that when you change your narrative, your life begins to change. That's how it is. So some of the negative words, if we can avoid, which can be unnecessary in our evaluation, that takes the evaluation to a next level altogether. That's for you, Khusshbo. Next, I take up the speech evaluation by Sheila for the speech of Hope Williams. Sheila, this is the kind of evaluation that Toastmaster look for. You had done a very good start with a very high energy level. You gave a lot of positive words of encouragement to Hope, and you were able to pinpoint exactly three recommendations for Hope Williams. It's a good way to start with three, and you have also had three recommendations. So that's a very good balancing act that you have done in your evaluation. And you have done a great job in picking up the small nuances of the speech of Hope Williams. Three recommendation, and a very nice challenge in the end, and a closing was also very good. This is something that we look forward when we receive when we want to evaluate somebody and we want to hear evaluation. A very good job done by you, Sheila, on this front. On general evaluation of the speech, we started for that our counter. So the evaluation of our tag team. Sumangal, you have done the timer role for the first time. It doesn't look like that you are doing it for the first time. You are already an expert in it. That's a great something great for us to. We would also be doing good job in timing role, and I think you have done a very good job. There is too much that we have learned from you. So the meeting started. An overall evaluation of the meeting is that meeting started on time. We had some unfilled roles at the beginning, which we voluntarily took up, and that's something on me from next time onwards that we will try to figure out a better way to fill the role so that we don't see last minute changes. Energy level of the meeting when we started was quite low at that point of time, but as we move to the speech one, the momentum, we pick up the momentum. That's how I felt that how this meeting went today. So we will start from the very beginning with the high energy levels with some great quotes, and that's how we should start our meeting from next time onward. That's something that we can take back home, a learning. Kapil, something for you. It's a very good way to start with some punchline or something when we start with our PO address. So that's something which will keep the momentum and the energy level very, very high. So it's always a good way to start something with something which make us think, or maybe something which makes the audience feel very, very positive about the meeting. So that's something that we can incorporate in our PO address. And that's team mode. Rupinder, something for you today for that I have been able to gather. It's that Rupinder, you are someone who can talk even while sleeping, and that too at a very high energy level, be it at night, be it in the morning. And your energy level is something that we all aspire to gain someday. So today I felt that today I felt that the start of this meeting was not that much energetic, and some of that credit goes to you also, Rupinder. You were looking down today when we started with looking a little bit low on energy when we started this meeting. Maybe you have given a speech at night and then you are starting this early morning meeting. But you pick up that momentum when table topic came, and you made us feel very, very energetic at that point of time. That's one feedback for one recommendation for you. Not recommendation, it's just today you were kind of with little low on energy, and that's something for you. Overall, this is a great meeting today. We had a lot of new learnings. All the table topic gave the new perspective that I could not think of myself. And that's something great about table topics. That's something great about table topics and Toastmaster, that every day is a new day. Every day is a new learning. I think over to you, Kapil, for proceeding. Oh, sorry. Over to you, Rupinder, to proceed with the meeting. Over to you, Rupinder. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumit. For someone who is low on energy, I was pretty energetic right now. I would like to close with a fact that nothing is as it seems. When I asked you, are you fat? I'm pretty sure that different things came up in your mind. When I'm talking about being overweight, I'm not promoting obesity, which I often come across as promoting. But today, fat meant 3 words. Are you faithful? Are you available? And are you teachable? And if you look at it, these 3 words sum up the excellence value of Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, our 4 core values are integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Some people, or the mistaken notion is that integrity is the first value, respect comes second, and then service, and then excellence. It's like that these values, they taper down in importance as we go through them, which is why excellence, and that is something that I wanted to touch upon, that no, excellence is a value that we want to pursue. Be it a role such as timer or a Toastmaster of the meeting. Strive for excellence. Be faithful to yourself in your preparation. Be available, and most importantly, be teachable. As a Toastmaster of the day, it was an honor. I had fun. I hope you had fun too, as I hand it back to our presiding officer, Kapil Kakkad.
Thank you, Rupinder. You actually surprised me with the topic, because I thought you are going to propagate how fat is good, but you actually changed the direction completely, Rupinder. Now, while Rupinder is compiling his results, it's time for me to take feedback from our guests. Oh, Anant. So we have the pleasure of having our division director with us today. Anant, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I'm today joining just as a normal member.
But you still are our division director. aren't you?
Yes, I have that honor.
All right. So
I had told Rupinder, to be honest, that I will be stepping away from the meeting, maybe somewhere during table topics, because I had my little bit to be taken care of while the mother was doing household work before I go for my own trainings. But then my kid, I just put the meeting on the speaker mode, and my kids started speaking back at the speaker who were speaking in the table topics. So I said, okay, what the heck? Let me attend it completely. And I don't regret it at all. I heard some fantastic evaluations, and I saw the first time role players doing such an impressive job that it made my day. Thanks so much for inviting me to your meeting, Rupinder. And it's a day well begun. Thank you so much. Over to you, Kapil.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anant, for the kind words. Anisha Gupta.
Hello, Kapil. Yeah, I was about to step away, but then I realized that, oh, I've not actually voted and I'm not actually given my 2 cents on the meeting. So yes, I really enjoyed the meeting, especially in terms of acronyms. FAT is something that I'm taking away. I believe, and I now know that Rupinder is always a fan of fatness, as I am a fan of physical fitness. But overall, I love the meeting, love listening to the speakers, missed Neha's speech a bit, loved listening to Hope, both her speech and a table topic, and the table topics were amazing. Thank you, Joyita, for that. And my friend there, Sumangal, is playing the role of the timer for the first time, and I am taken aback by the precision of the timing cards. So congratulations to all participants, and I had a good time. Thank you.
Thank you, Anisha. Thank you. Hope.
Thank you, Kapil. I enjoyed the meeting. I enjoyed being invited, and I enjoy speaking and being around speakers around the world. So my heart is full. So thank you, and I will visit again.
Thank you. Please do visit again, Hope. We really enjoyed your presence.
Thank you.
I'm not too sure if Jim is available.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Jim. Yeah.
Yeah, great meeting as usual. I have a challenge. I challenge the subsidiary role players to really make an effort to treat their roles as speaking opportunities. So imagine you're watching a cricket match or a soccer match. Have you ever heard those commentators? They don't say, oh, number 42 kicked the ball to 20. Oh, he missed the goal. You don't get that. There's constant talking. It's very exciting. And they have very, very creative ways to describe how they missed the goal, how they got the goal just in the corner, that sort of thing. So imagine if we have the R counter timer and the grammarian taking that to the next level. Really challenge yourself to make it very, very interesting and exciting. Back to you, Kapil.
Thank you, Jim. We always like your analysis, Jim. Good feedback. We will try to do that going forward. Neha.
Thank you so much, Kapil, for the opportunity. Yes, I definitely enjoyed the meeting, especially the part that we had, people coming all across the globe to be part of the meeting. And thank you so much. I would like to visit again.
Okay, thank you so much. Raj Mehta.
Thank you, Kapil. I enjoyed the meeting, the portion of the meeting, whatever I could attend. I missed the speeches, but I won't comment about on the evaluations, but of course I like the pivotal session. I like my topic as well, and I like two things. One, the expansion of facts, that is faithful and available and teachable, and also the challenge given with Jim. that the supplementary role players report should also be taken as a speech. So that is something I would like to work on.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you. Hope to see you all the guests again in our next meeting. With that, I would like to hand over the stage back to our remote, Rupinder.
Thank you, Kapil. Now let's look at the winners for today. It was an exciting meeting, some new faces in the winners column. Let's see how we did. Starting off, we have a standing ovation for our timer. Many congratulations, Sumangal. Great job done. Once
Thank
again,
you.
standing ovation is an honor that is given to first-time speakers. Since we do not have standing ovation now in physical meetings, I decided to have a standing ovation certificate. And then I said, why only limit it to the speaker role? Why not take it to every role that a person, that a Toastmaster performs for the first time in the club? So many congratulations, Sumangal. I agree with Kapil. You did not look like a first timer. It was an awesome performance, particularly in the way that you showed your cards.
Thank you. Thank you, Rupinder. Thank you all.
The third best table topic speaker for today has made it a habit of joining late. Not his fault though. We start our meeting early and it interferes with his morning schedule. Many congratulations, Raj Mehta. Our second best table topic speaker today was about to leave the meeting. Then she realized that she had feedback to provide and a vote to deliver and a certificate to collect. Many congratulations, Anisha Gupta. Great job. And our best table topic speaker today was our original general evaluator, but she decided to trade that for the best table topic speaker. Many congratulations, Elyssa Schneider. Our best speech evaluator today is from Jamestown, New York. Many congratulations, Sheila McIntyre. Our best auxiliary role player today, making a comeback as one of my favorite roles in a Toastmasters meeting, the R counter and the Mr. Consistent, the Gandalf of District 41, Shaurendra Bhomik. Our best role player today has these huge headphones around his ear. Many congratulations, Kapil Kakkar. How about that? Did you believe that your day would start with you getting the best role player of the day for a role that you just took up at a moment's notice? That's how Toastmasters works out. And last but not the least, the best speaker. Some people make it a habit to be the best at everything. Last week, she was the best table topic speaker. And this week, she is the best speaker, Hope Williams. Great job. I will connect with you about that advice on dating later onwards. But for now, that is a wrap from my side. I will stop sharing of the screen. We'll ask the presiding officer, are there any announcements or should I stop the speech recording?
No announcement. Just want to reiterate that TLI trainings are going to be held on Sunday, the first batch of TLI training. So we should all attend. I mean, all EC members should attend. Apart from that, I don't have anything more to say. Okay.
The timing of this TLI?
4 to 6, Sunday, 18th.
So there are two sessions. There's one in the morning also and one in the evening. Our division is conducting in the evening, and I know that Anant is here, but even Anant will ask you to attend at least one of the two sessions because it is more important that you get trained than which division you get trained by. So it is important that you get trained, not only for club award purposes, but let's say that if you are So there are certain projects and pathways that require the completion of a club officer role. And one of the conditions for that is that you complete a 6 months term. So the second completion is that you attend a TLI. And the third one is that you do a DCP or a CSP, a Distinguished Club Program or a Club Success Plan. So you plan for DCP or CSP. So if you are a club officer and if you want to get credit for that, please attend the TLI. Sheila, I will ask for an exception for you. You can attend it in the United States wherever it is happening. I'll keep you posted on that. Or I'll send the timings to you. If you think that you can attend, you're most welcome to do that as a sergeant at arms. One last thing, it will be conducted in 2 phases. So there is TLI 1 and then there is TLI 2. You have to attend both the meetings both the sessions to get an officer's training credit. If you have any questions, club officers, feel free to reach out to me or any club officer. We will, or Sharinder, we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you. I will stop the recording for now. Signing off.